It's week 2 of the NFL, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Titans and the Raiders on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Southern Nevada and Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson, week 2 of the season. Greg, as you get the season going, you want to get that first game under your belt. Now, it almost feels like all the build-up is past. Now we're looking ahead to this long marathon of a regular season.
Absolutely, and this is really where you fall into the pace of the NFL season. All off-season, no matter how hard you try to say, all right, week 1 is just 1 of 17. That's not the case. It is different, Mike. You have all training camp, all summer, all spring to prepare for one opponent. Well, now that game is over and done with, and you get back to work on Monday, and you're going to play again in 6 days. The team that is able to turn the page to the next game week after week, those are the teams that handle the grind, the marathon, as you called it, of the NFL season, and here we are in week 2.
Just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
Well, I don't think that stat line last week had him up for any sort of awards. If I had to guess, he'd much rather have a modest game and a win as opposed to throwing for a bunch of touchdowns in a loss. The biggest thing that he did, Mike, he took care of the ball. So as long as he continues to do that, they're going to have a chance to keep on winning.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Minshew. He'll find his man, Mecole Hardman. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up first downs without getting to 3rd down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. When you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to 3rd and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
They'll go again with Mitchell. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst, they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Elijah Mitchell. Touchdown, Raiders. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. Terrific way, Greg, to get this game started. Able to get the opening touchdown and do it with a long run.
Mike, anytime you can create explosive plays in the run game, you're definitely going to take it. And they're going to be able to build on those plays as the rest of this game moves along.
Nothing is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now return coming from the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Tennessee offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his 2nd season in the NFL.
Coming off a loss last time out, I think the #1 goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Titans sending out their punter. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Raiders offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, it's Minshew. And this one's going to be intercepted. It's L'Jarius Sneed.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
The Titans offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Opening carry of the game for Tyjae Spears. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. With that, I want to give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. 2nd down and 3. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Back to the air one more time. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
This is incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down. Let's see what this call is. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. They'll put Everett in motion here. Look wide, get this one complete, and he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle, gets him down behind the line. 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. The punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. So that one going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to take over once again. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. In motion, that's the tight end, Mayer. The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, and he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down. They put Adams in motion. On 1st down, it's Mitchell. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. T'Vondre Sweat there on the tackle. To the air on 3rd down, it's Minshew. Try to set up the screen to Mitchell. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down. The Raiders send their punt team out. Now fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. Out comes the Tennessee offense. They get set to see what they can do. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll motion over Samuel. They'll look to throw. This one is caught downfield by Ridley. They get 18 on that one. That's good for a Titan 1st down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going, and for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they were on the verge of recording their 2nd sack, and we're still here in the 1st quarter. So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the 2nd phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, like living in these 3rd and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense and Elijah Mitchell getting ready for their next possession. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. He'll push forward for about a yard. Harold Landry, there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 20.
Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. That's going to be incomplete, and it'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. A throw on the move is caught. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Titans offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Complete Ridley on the reception. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Spears. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Here's their punter now. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. Oh, how good was that? Out of bounds, and they're going to mark it at the 2. The Raiders offense getting set to get back to work. They are backed up about as far as you can be, operating from their own 2-yard line. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Minshew. Finding his tight end, Mayer. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
He'll try and throw with Minshew. He goes down dangerous right there, so close to the goal line. He is outside of the end zone, though. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
It doesn't get much closer than that, Mike. I thought with that last sack, they got him in the end zone for a safety. I think he was just short of the goal line. But now, think about where this next snap is going to be, and if you're the defense, man, you can smell blood in the water.
The Raiders have their punt team out there, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This will be returned from just beyond midfield, and it's a good return here. He's going to set his guys up with outstanding field position. The Titans offense about ready to take over once more. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Spears, running left. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
And he'll work his way down inside the 40. It is Max Crosby there to wrap him up. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. He finds his big tight end, Everett. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. The field goal unit is out for the Titans. That one is good. And the Titans are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Myles Garrett able to bring him down. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. Trying to get away, but he will not. They finally run him down.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage. And that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
The Titans offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's got his big target, Everett. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. A carry here for Spears. And he'll be close to a 1st down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try and run here with Spears. And he will have a Titans 1st down. He's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
And the Titans 1st down.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 45. He'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now this time they'll look to throw. In trouble, and down he goes.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll motion over Samuel. Throwing now on 3rd and long. He'll get this out to his running back. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw, Minshew. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, here's Minshew. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down. Now Minshew. He runs with it. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. Throwing is Minshew. Throw over the middle, brought in by Adams. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Now timeout Vegas. That is their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Couple of first downs already on this drive, and they'll go first down from the 43. Minshew going to look to throw. That's to the right side, and caught by Bowers. His second catch of the drive, this one good for 15 and a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Minshew going to look to throw again. We'll get this complete to his tight end Bowers. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
Cade York and the field goal unit coming on the field. This will be a 38-yard attempt. York's kick is good. And the Raiders go out to a 10-3 lead.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
This kick is